Hello YouTube, this is the Spyderco Lil Matriarch folding knife. The FRN handles with the bidirectional texturing, lockback locking mechanism. The price tag on this currently is around $65. And here is the clip side of the knife. You see it's a black coated pocket clip, and that is a 4-position pocket clip, right or left, tip up or tip down. You also see the standard Spyderco opening hole, and here is the spine of the knife. You see how they've done that, the lockback mechanism there, and there is a spacer there, and they've also added 2 rows of jimping on the spine right there. All right, and just a little close-up of the knife itself. It's the bidirectional texturing. It gives you grip this way on this side of the knife, or this end, and gives you grip this way on the other end. And how does the knife open? Very smoothly, easy to disengage. Here is the knife in the open position, 3-inch blade length. You see it has an S curve to the blade and an extremely pointed forward tip. Right, and it is a partial hollow grind with full spider edge serrations. And there is a close-up of the blade and the edge. Now this knife is made in Japan, and this knife weighs only 2.5 ounces. So the main property being fairly small and fairly light, it's easy to carry. It has a utility function, as you can imagine, with the draw cuts with the tip, like a utility knife, and it has a secondary possible defensive option. All right, and just to give you a better close-up, beautiful satin finish, extremely effective style of serrations, and a needle-like tip right there. And here's the other side, obviously the serrations, flat ground on one side. As far as the ergonomics, they give you some jimping there to choke up, and you see the contour of the handle like so. All right, so good ergonomics for a precise draw cut. And here is a size comparison with 2 other Spyderco S-curve forward tip blades, all fully serrated. All right, the Lil Matriarch on the left. To the right of that is the regular size Matriarch with the wave feature on that model. And next to that is the Spyderco Civilian. With these particular knives, if you need to slash something for any reason, that tip will do well, just as a karambit tip does well. If you needed to draw cut something for any reason, again, that tip and that curve, excellent at draw cutting, and it tends to bunch the material up, into that curve, just like a sickle, right? It channels material into there and cuts it quite effectively. And here are your close-ups of the Lil Matriarch and regular size Matriarch, both with the FRN handle scales. I have reviewed this. All right, I'll include links to the relevant reviews. So overall, what do I think of the Lil Matriarch? Well, it's super light and super handy. I mean, obviously, in a tactical sense, it's kind of a compromise because it's small. The handle scales, not the strongest material, but I think the idea is that this is a utility knife 99% of the time, okay? So I think it's a nice little bargain at around $65. Yeah, I mean, made in Japan, excellent geometry for those type of cuts. Yeah, it's basically a variation of a Delica. Think of it that way. Think of it as like an S-curve kind of hawkbill variation of a Delica. So it's just as light, just as handy, but specialized for some different types of cuts. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. I'm out.